Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Tuxedo E, and we are getting back to our playthrough of Book of Hours. This will be video number 76, I believe, in our series, and we are on spring of our fourth year. We've managed to finish up opening the house. We've held our salon for the season, and now let's see what we can get done today. We might just be fast forwarding to get to summer so we can get some more incidents done, but let's see what we can do. Everything is remembered. Hush House endures. So let's see. We might as well set up for our next salon, and we should have a book offer from Oriflamme's coming. So we have 2 Disciplines of the Scar lessons to use. We have a Gale. So that gives us Edge and Lantern. So Edge, we could use for Sickle and Eclipse, Ragged Crossroads, Meniscate Reflections, Disciplines of the Hammer. Yeah, I think we were going to use it for Disciplines of the Hammer. Just because using the Colonel's lessons for the Lionsmith's skill is kind of appropriate, I think. So we need 5 Forge or Edge, which we are currently working on, I see. And we have, yes, Sharps is being upgraded here. Okay, so Sharps is now level 4. Knives, dangers, and things out of place. And we have 2 books over here that we need, one more book over here that we need to read. We'll do that as soon as this book is finished. Alright, let's collect our memories. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 memories that we can use for Disciplines of the Hammer. And then we need Edge or Forge, so we can use that Tryst and improve that to level 6. And then we need 6 memories, so we can just duplicate what we just did. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6. We need Edge or Lantern. Edge or Forge, rather. We can do... Pattern gives us 1. We need 1 more Edge or Forge. I know we have one somewhere. Oh, yeah, we can do Memory Touch for Forge. And yes, I know we have this forbidden epic down here we could use, but I kind of want to save that for later. So now we do memory touch, which we can get from the bust here. Okay, so we finished reading the Book of Mia, an account of the 5 visits of the Desert Wanderer, probably the hour called the Vagabond, to the city Mia. She begins as a delighted child, perhaps even a mortal, but then things go badly. In her second visit, she came as Laughing Thrush. Her heart was bright within, her beak was ripe with song, but in the first moment her feathers touched the city stones, the laughter began. The Wanderer's penultimate visit is as Centipede, whose venom cracks stone. Mia is abandoned to the desert, but she returns one last time, again as Laughing Thrush, with 4 other hours who take the shape of birds, to celebrate the first roost above the bones of her hated kin. Intuition and lessons on sand stories. So we will note that with intuition. And we have one final book to read, but we can gather up our 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lesson and the Tryst. And upgrade that to level 7. And then we have 2 lessons in Sand Stories, so let's upgrade Sand Stories. We need Rose or Moon. Easy enough. So we can do Rose. Rose. 2. We have Rose there, so Rose 3. We have an Intuition, so that's Rose 4. Five. And Rose or Moon, we can get that with Moon 6, so that gives us all that we need for that. And we need to work on making a... Where's Edict's Marshal? There it is. Make an Old Wound, and then upgrade that so we have another Moon memory for later. Alright, Disciplines of the Hammer, level 7. To purify and combine the selves and the essences, the hammer shapes gates and shatters doors within us and without. So let's see what we can make for a meal for next time. So we'll do one. We actually have a room we haven't used yet. Where is it? Yes, here. So we can only hold 3 guests there, so that makes it a little bit easier. So let's clear out the stuff here. Move this Armagnac up here. We have So we can use one Armagnac there, because we want peel. So let's see. Let's get our invitations written here. This one will be a bit of a shorter one, but we haven't held a salon in that room before, so... So we need 7 moon. If we can find a skill that fits in that slot. Yep, we'll have to do something with this. So let's see, what can we invite from here? Let's get Corso. So we haven't had him, and he likes Grail food and drink. Oh, great. Peel. And let's invite Aladim. So we need Rose Power for Aladim. We have Preliminal Meter we can do for that. So, see, Aladim likes scale food but won't touch intoxicating drink, so water for him. Peel likes moon, and Corso likes Grail. Easy enough. So we have water, so that's a moon. Actually, we'll pour that out so it takes up less table space. Alright, let's collect our memories. So, let it rise in head and heart. 3, 4. Sand stories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our Gisting Fet improves this to level 7. And we'll worry about going up one more level later. Let's get our food done first. There, water. We have Armagnac. Yeah. Let's see then. This room we probably can only hold either at 11s, but so we can't use alcoholic beverage for that. So let's see, what do we have that we can get that's moon, that's not alcoholic? Water. So let's draw up some more water while we're thinking about it. And then we need scale food, which we have. We have a roast beef somewhere. Or we have the stargazy pie, so that'll be our main dish. Do we want to hold one? Well, we'd only get 3 lessons out of it. Let's go for a formal dinner in our big dining room here, because we have the room here. That way we're not limited. We can use Sacrament Calcite for Corso. So there's our pudding. And it's also a main course. We have a main course. We need a side dish. And a first course. So we can do... We have some more we have some pilchards. So we can use that glass of Armagnac to make pickled pilchards. Which gives us... Oh, we have some pickled pilchards, actually. We need to make some toast. Let's make pilchards on toast. So we need to cook. We have some dough here somewhere, I'm sure. Yes, we do. Dough. We can bake bread, and then we can make pilchards on toast. We have the pickled pilchards over here that we found. So that's a first course and a side dish. So we can do edge, forge, just about anybody. So let's see, who else do we want to invite? We'll do one more, and we'll do a villager as well. We'll do Denzel again this year. Let's see. So we want... Let's invite Serena. Or actually, we have Connie, Peel, and Aladdin. Let's do Arthur. We haven't heard much from him over the years. Okay, so there's Old Wound, so we'll upgrade that to Wormwood Dream. And then we'll make another Old Wound, which gives us 2 more moon skills we can use for Sand Stories. Still not sure what to do with this Resurgences and Emergences. Alright, Sand Stories is now level 7. Of Wandering Tribes, Watchful Vagabonds, and Winged Devourers. Okay, so we put the bread and the pilchards, and we make pilchards on toast, a dish with heart, moon, scale, and nectar. There's water. Okay, and there's our Wormwood Dream. So now we'll make another Old Wound. Oh, wrong one. We can make another one. Okay, and we have pilchards on toast. Triply crunchy. Okay, so we just need one more dish, and we need our drinks. So we need water. more water. Okay, so that covers Aladim, Peel, Corso. And Arthur likes lantern, doesn't he? Lantern, food, and drink. So we need lantern drink. Which is going to be one of our wines down here, I'm sure. I know we have something with lantern here. Oh, yes, dandelion wine, lantern. Okay, so we need one more dish with lantern on it. We have everything but lantern, so we need something with lantern. Well, we could use that souffle. Lantern, lantern, lantern. Let me check my notes here and see what we can do for lantern food. See, lantern food. There's not a lot of it. Ah, a golden marrow. We need a golden marrow. Luckily, we have bags of vegetables we can open up. Identify as a marrow. So that got us a dark marrow. There's a golden marrow for us. And we add our knife. And we make a golden stuffed marrow. And we might as well identify this last one as well. Pale marrow. Alright, so it's sunny today, so that gives us sky and lantern, which doesn't help us with sand stories. So we'll have the Wormwood Dream, we'll have the Old Wound, so we need other memories. We need to check our occult scrap. Then we need the moon or rose. So we can do. So that gets us rose 1. So rose 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 3 more. Wistful air. All right. That should be good. Oh, and we can do Victory of Crowns, gets us also Moon. So this should let us upgrade Sand Stories to our next level. Okay, so there's our golden stuffed marrow. This marrow was accounted a beauty among its kind. Now it's a dish for those who understand fidelity. So that's 5 dishes. We have all 4 courses. We have 5 drinks. Okay, so let's see, who do we need to invite to deal with the rest of this affair? So we need Winter or Lantern. So let's finish up with these, and let's see, Winter or Lantern. So we'll need to make invites over here. We have another typewriter here we can use. So let's see, Winter is going to be, Yvette is going to want that. So we need 3 Moon. Oh, come on, there's got to be a Moon skill that will go in here. We do want Zachary, because it does say Winter and Moon. So yes, Zachary we want, because he's interested in Winter. There we go. There's Moon that we can use to invite Yvette. Okay, so let's get those in the post. Okay, and there's our memories. So let's find Sand Stories. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we don't even need to use our old wound or occult scrap for that. Lesson. And the Fet. And upgrade that to level 8. So let's see, we need lantern. People who are interested in lantern. So we'll write at this desk here. So let's see, who's interested in lantern or winter? Well, Arthur's interested in lantern, so we'll write him another letter. And Douglas is interested in lantern. Okay, none of them is interested, so let's go down the list here. So lantern or winter? We've already seen Corso. We have Douglas. Strathcone. Okay, so after Strathcone. Nope, not him. Not Morgan. Not Olymp. Not Serena will be interested. Anybody else? Not Schaller. But we already have Yvette and Zachary, so that should be everybody for this incident, unless there's somebody we haven't met yet. So let's get talking to Yvette about this incident. Hello there. Got a moment? A conversation with Yvette on the particular mystique. Funniest thing, I keep getting speaking invitations from this odd little outfit, Church of the Ivory Dawn, and, well, you'll laugh, Librarian. They've made up their minds I'm their appointed leader. I've made up my mind I'm not, but they're pretty insistent. They've got a bee in their bonnet about my family folklore. You know that immortals, long, can't have children. Bad things happen if they try. What if a pre-immortal had children? Would there be anything special about those? Ivory Dawn likes to think so. I like to think not. And if I say anything more about that, I'll start to feel like a fool. Thanks, Librarian. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We have Moth or Grail for this one. We could do Meniscate Reflections, Pyroglyphics, Spices and Savors. Or next, so Grail. Orchids and Nectars for Thieves and Thorns, Sea Stories. Yeah, let's do Orchids and Narcotics. It's the one that's farthest down. Or we could do Solutions and Separations. It's the one farthest down, so we just need 2 memories. Knock and Moth. Easy enough to do. So we just need Knock and Moth. And that will upgrade that. And Zachary's here. So let's get the next set of invitations in the mail. So we're inviting Douglas. And Fraser. And Serena. also going to invite Arthur. And then we can park them in beds as we need to. So we have Bronze Spintria. Dr. Southey refused the blandishments of the cult called the Ivory Dawn, but suspected that they honored her by reason of a pre-immortal in her ancestry. Conversation with Wakefield. Librarian, I can see you. Everyone's always looking. If I find how they're going to end, I can offer them that. This is how it's going to be. How some of it has to be. Okay, and so then we can upgrade solutions and separations. To level 3. And we have Detective Moore. Mr. Strathcone. Serena. And Arthur. And we have this book up here to read, so let's get working on that. The Ascendant. The edgelong Dardish boasts of her victories over her brother enemy Tarag in the days of the Shadowless Empire. This will give us more Edict's Martial levels, so we can get that up to 9. So we can do Auroral Contemplations and the Tryst. And Matchets. And we need Hyksos. I can master this mystery. There goes Zachary. It wasn't clear what Zachary Wakefield intended with the new crop of cults, but it was clear that it was nothing especially constructive. So let's see. 5, 10. Yeah, Douglas is first. Conversation with a very tired detective. All right. Lots of new churches and funny little sects out there at the moment, Librarian. We don't mind when they preach virtue, take a sharp interest when they promise hidden truth, and anyone starts talking about immortality, well, we can't have that, can we? There's laws and laws and laws. One of the laws is that there can only be so many long in the world. It's mostly much higher ranks than me enforcing that one. Much higher. But I've been asked to look into it. So we need Lantern. Yeah, it's all looking a bit longer. More long means more oneric hazard, more devouring spirits running around, and sooner or later, more crime of the sky. I don't know if you know what that is. I wish I didn't. And in case you've forgotten, the crime of the sky is when two immortals have children, they are compelled to eat those children. And turn into Alakites. D.I. Moore was mostly concerned that the cults might be breeding ground for long, and so increase the incidence of the crime of the sky. Conversation with Fraser. Librarian, I have urgent business with you. Perhaps you know something of the Obliviots, Librarian? An order of long of forsworn traffic with the hours? The Obliviots long ago retreated to Port Noon across the Western Sea, but I hear some of these new cults swearing an ivory oath, very much like the ivory chain of the Obliviots. I'd like to look into other similarities. Illumination, Mansus reference, solar doctrines. I can't believe this is a coincidence. The Obliviots are back in the world, and the Obliviots never come back to the world. Something is afoot in Port Noon. And we are done with our book here. The edgelong Dardesh boasts of her victories over her brother enemy Terag in the days of the Shadowless Empire. Sweeter than wine, that nectar is the blood of my brother. We have raised up armies against one another. We have sated the Blackbone with the sinking of our ships. Dardesh's boasting at length turns melancholy. An edgelong is half a dyad. She may not defeat her hated brother enemy without ending herself. She doesn't even want to, but she is aware to her frustration that she is a piece on the board, an axle on the ox cart, an essential part of the eternal engine of contention which the lionsmith and the colonel use to sustain the world. 2 lessons in Edicts Martial and a memory of contradiction. So we'll mark this book with contradiction. And then let's see. So we need 8 memories of edge or moon. We have 1, 2, 3 already, so we need 6 more. So we can do moon 1. And we're about to lose that. So let's see. Can we save that memory in our bed? No, we cannot. Okay, so we have 1, 2, edge or moon, edge or moon. Okay, so none of those work. So we have 2. We need 6 more. 5 more. Four more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Edge or moon, edge or moon. Oh, C does not regret counts. Yep. We have 1 with that over here, I believe. Yep. We need Fusine. We're not doing anything with it, so we can read that one. So that's all the memories we need for that. If we can find 1 more, we can save ourselves the Wormwood Dream. Oh, we can craft a memory here. We can make a Torg's Cleansing. There we go. And then we can use the other lesson for something else. Rain doesn't help us. So let's finish out this day. Talk to our last 2 people. Fraser Strathcone believed that something had drawn the Obliviots, the long had secluded themselves in Port Noon, back to the world. Conversation with Dr. Blackwood. It's always so very strange to be back. Thank you again for taking on the place. I've been asked to look into these solar movements. I don't imagine there's anything to it, but it would do to be sure. These manias have happened before, you know. These enthusiasms. In the Wars of the Roads, the Worm Wars, the Intercalate. I wonder how many features they share with the cults of other times. I don't believe there's anything here. When times grow strange, people turn to religion. I think that's really all it is. Thank you for setting my mind at ease. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 memories to max out Edicts Martial. And this will be level 9. So this will be our 11th level 9 skill. Dr. Blackwood dismissed the whole business of cults as popular delusion in a time of change. Good day to you. May I come in? Prophecy, Librarian. This is a time of prophecy. England is hedged and prickled with prophecies this year. Some of them I fear. Some of them I doubt. Some I hope to find guidance here in Hyksos. The sun's plan. It is a labyrinth, just as much as the labyrinth of lions itself. For almost 80 years, I have been guessing at its crossings and turnings. Excuse me. A sneeze came on there. A long time, even with the measures I have taken to keep those years at bay. I am beginning to hope now that I will see the heart of it before I die. So he's not long, but he is living in the labyrinth of lions. Alright, so we have a lesson for Edge or Moon. So let's see what we can do with that. So Edge, we could do Sickle and Eclipse or Sharps. Moon, we could do Sickle and we could do Wolf Stories, Sickle and Eclipse, Sharps, Rhyme and Remembrance. Wolf Stories is way down there. We only need 2 for it, so let's do Wolf Stories. So 2, Moon, or Scale. Easily enough done. There we go. And now that Edicts Martial is done cooking, we can do another Old Wound just to make sure that it's done. And it is springtime, so we can harvest some grapes. And let's go beach clumbing to see if we can find any more fish on the beach. And maybe we can find some fruit out on the moors or something. Gorse is bright on the land's nape. Suppression Bureau has, see. Lieutenant Moore dared to hope that he might begin to understand the sun's plan. Okay, so that should be that thing concluded, unless one of the two people we haven't met yet has an interest in either of those elements. Let's see. The ones we don't have the rose persistence. So let's make some of those. We can use this rain to do that. Preliminal meter. And fet. Makes us an enduring reflection. And then we'll want to make a horizon sight out of that. So we'll need a lot more rose. So let's find a rose Newman. There we go. Wolf Story is now level 3. Speed things along here. We found a U-blank. And some whispering sand. And grapes. Put those up on our shelf over here. And we'll do some more grapes just in case we need them for cooking later. Okay, so Enduring Reflection is Rose, Knock, Heart. And then we combine that and another memory and preliminal meter. And our Gisting Fet. And we can make a horizon sight. Alright, that should finish just as the day ticks over. Let's find a place to put this piece of wood. More grapes. And we'll go ahead and let the day close out here. And at that point, we'll go ahead. Let's see what weather we're going to have today. So the Oriflamme's deck must have been exhausted because they didn't send us an offer this season. So we're going to go ahead and call it a day at this point. Thank you for joining me. If you've been enjoying what you've been watching, please leave a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see where this journey is going to end, because this train still has a few stops before we reach the finale, then subscribe. I will see you all tomorrow.